Yeah, I was in the West Wing.
And it's secretary today also. So if I say, hold on a sec, bear with me because I'm playing two hats, or I have two hats today. Hey, welcome to the special meeting of the EDC. Let's see, do we have any public here to comment? I'm just curious if we have anybody. Anybody who intends to comment. Do you see anybody, Jonathan?
My parents are here. Let's see if they intend to comment.
Nice. Maybe they just want to check up on you and see if you're doing a good job.
They do seem to come to the meetings I'm at.
Well, good. Well, that's probably so they can see you, Jonathan.
Do you plan to comment, Dad?
Okay.
He does now.
Okay. Because I was going to go over the rules of engagement. If anybody comes on, Jonathan, can you just ping me and I will just remind them of rules of engagement, please. Okie doke. I'm calling the meeting to order at 7:30. Let's see. Who do I have here? I got Gary. I've got Duncan. I've got Bianca. I've got Priscilla. I've got Rocco. I've got Jane. The berries. Okay. Anybody else? Is that all I have there? I think I can see.
There's one more, Lee Pryor.
Oh yeah, Lee Pryor. Okay.
Is coming in now.
Okay. And if anybody else comes in, Jonathan, just give me a heads up.
Okay.
Hey, Lee. Okay. I've called the meeting to order at 7:30. I need to get the minutes approved from the February meeting. Did you guys have a chance to review those? Any questions? Hearing none. I take a motion to approve the February minutes.
I so move.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Lee. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, they pass. Okay, presentations. We're going to go to Gary Steincole, the fabulous, famous Gary Steincole, who's going to be talking to us about the Cornwall Association's Barnyard project. Gary, it's all yours, man.
Oh, thanks, Janet. Though I think you left out the word in front of famous.
I'm giving you a little credit today.
Great. Thank you all for taking this time to hear from me. I'm talking as president of the Cornwall Association with a request to the EDC. One generally is the overall townwide support that the EDC can give to this Cornwall Barnyard project. Let me run through the gist of it. Over the last several months, the Cornwall Association has put together a project plan where comes May, we're going to announce to the town that somewhere between 36 and 40 plywood cutout animals, large size, will be made. All Cornwallians will be invited to request one and then paint and decorate them. We will collect them back by the end of June and post them in at least 12 different locations and sort of little tableaus all throughout our town. We'll put a map together. The map you can kind of think of as the 12 windows of Christmas, that kind of map where it will show people where to go. And the engagement of the town will be further that we're going to encourage people to vote for their best or most favorite animal. And we're using cows, pigs, and chickens or roosters, both best realistic and best creative. So when this all culminates at the end of the summer at the Ag Fair, we will bring the most winningest animals from their locations to the Ag Fair, have a townwide celebration and party, reveal the winners, hand out prizes, there are cash prizes, to the 6 people or groups of people that have created this. So the underpinning is it's a summer-long, community-wide art project, engaging everyone. And when it's all over and done with, the animals will stay. They may stay in their locations that are placed during the summer, or they may end up along the fence at the transfer station. This is still a TBD. There are many more elements of the project, lots of volunteers, lots of community involvement. But my request to the EDC, one is in general support, And there are two parts that I am asking for or hoping you'll partake of. One is financial, in that the project originally started at about a $2,500 scale. It's grown to twice that. We've received $2,200 of funding from the Cornwall Foundation. So we're at the 5,000 point. I think we're going to grow bigger. Because it is possible we may end up with 40, 45, 50 people requesting animals. So to help a bit of the defraying of costs, two things that we're doing is a chronicle insert in May, which is the announcement for the entire project, the kickoff. And that will start people coming to the Cornwall Association website requesting animals, also requesting to help. We'll be needing volunteers when it's time to place them. And the second will be the July insert, where we will announce where the animals are, which will include the map, and ways to vote. So each of those are a $200 insert because they will be color. And if EDC is willing to support that, that would be great. The second is in designing the map, and we need help with that, as well as printing the maps to be handed out and placed around town, such as at the Wish House, so that people can physically pick them up, as well as download them from their computer. So that's the gist of, wow, I can't believe it only took like 4 minutes to talk about something that's been brewing for 6 months. It's fun. The people on the team are having a blast because it's just so creative and so much fun, but I'm going.
I have one question. So what's your total ask, Gary?
Total ask is 400. It's for the 2 chronicle inserts.
Okay.
Help us.
Okay.
The Cornwall Association is going to cover half of the project. That will help us stay within the Cornwall Association's budget.
Okay. Other
Janet?
questions? Yeah.
Kate Ward is in the waiting room.
Okay. Let her in. Thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Okay. So other questions from the commission? Anybody? Bianca.
So I have a suggestion to the Cornwall Association, because I was part involved with the bear affair, which took place many eons ago. And back then, the animal got paired with a sponsor, a business, that then later on would have it in front of their building until it then would get auctioned off. Here, of course, there's no auction, but maybe you could sort of figure out a sponsorship kind of situation. I don't know how that could work, but, various businesses might, want to have a little logo on the bottom or something.
Sure.
Tiny.
The idea of sponsorships had come up.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically, as a committee, tabled it because the placement, and I left this out, the placement of the animals is primarily going to be at the farms.
Mm-hmm.
This is really beyond an art and community-wide project. It's an art and agriculture project. We could ask the farms, but we felt that would be inappropriate. Just having them there, we felt would be good. There was also a time challenge, to go out and reach.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that. The Cornwall Foundation stepped up, which was a huge, help to us.
Right.
That we were able to move it from 20 to upwards to animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfect. I wish we had more warm bodies to do this. Bianca, if you'd like to help.
Simon, he's on the EDC, right? Simon.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Gary, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's it. I appreciate that you're willing to hear this, and hopefully the EDC will support the project in whatever ways you choose. And thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much, Gary.
All right. Good
All
night.
right. We'll follow up with you. Thank you.
Great.
Okay. Would you like to make a motion? There's just a bit of information about, and we can get in discussion. Why don't we get a motion on the table, then we can discuss.
I'll make a motion
What's your motion?
to discuss the contribution to their advertisement. Basically, that's also sort of like advertising Cornwall, so it would fall into what we are doing anyway, in some respect, I think.
Yes. Okay. So you're making a motion. We would be able to discuss it anyway. Is there a specific motion you want to make for as far as action step that you'd want to, give them X amount of dollars or anything like that?
Is that up to me? Can I do that?
Yeah. I mean, you could say,
I mean, I think
you want to support, that we want to financially support the
Yes.
Cornwall Association's project, Barnyard project. And then we can discuss afterward. We can get a
Yes.
second on that. Is that okay?
Yes, I do wish to, I'm going to twist and turn my tongue, I don't know. But yeah, I would like to suggest that we do sponsor them for that project financially.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second is Duncan. Okay. Bianca, Duncan. Okay, discussion. Do you guys want to talk about how much you want to give? Do you want to, because we have,
What do we have?
we have $100, we have $100 unallotted, but we could also move $100, as you said, from our promotion campaign. So we can give them $200 now and budget $200 July 1. That's
Yeah.
not a problem.
That sounds good.
Yeah, does anybody have any thoughts on that? Any questions or concerns? A different amount you want to give?
Good plan.
Okay, I'm calling the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, we're giving $400 to those guys. Approved. Excellent. Okay. And Gary, just as far as communication goes, I did get an email about this from Gary a couple weeks ago. That's why I put it on the agenda. Okay. Kate, I see you there. I know you're muted. We still have.
Yep, I'm here.
You're here. You don't happen to have any, I mean, I know we only have $100 that are loose for this time period. We actually requested $6,195 starting July 1. The budget isn't yet approved, but I suspect that it'll probably go through. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Kate, I don't know if you have any kind of report.
No, I don't have any kind of report as of yet. I don't have the budget that was agreed on the last time I was there because I wasn't at the last meeting. I don't know if it was
All right.
changed.
That's okay. Everything's accounted for. What we should probably do for the next meeting is just find out from Barbara kind of what we have left in the kitty and just make sure that we're, any bills that we have outstanding, we get paid. And then just check on, what we have budgeted and then what we're doing in the next couple months, because everything has to be spent by July 1. And we do have a plan though. If you don't mind doing that, Kate, that would be awesome. Okay, cool. Gordon's not here, but Priscilla, perhaps you can give us a quick update on anything with P&Z or water and septic, or if there's anybody in the crew who could do that.
Nothing official yet. There is monies that we're looking at as a possible coming in from Johanna Hayes, but that will be delayed for a few months. So I think it's going to happen. Her projection is that we might get up to 75% paid for, whereas with the Department of Agriculture, we had asked for, I think it was 45%. And the request had to go in now in April, but I don't think we're going to have the answers until May. So it is moving forward. It does look positive, but there's still a lot of questions. Jonathan might even know more than I, but that's pretty much what I could tell you about the West Cornwall wastewater project.
Okay. I could throw a little bit more at that. We did get a request to write a letter, to have the EDC write a letter supporting or giving it to Johanna Hayes' office, because obviously this is very much in our wheelhouse. I would be happy to write that letter. I don't know if we need a motion necessarily. Let's see. I mean, I think what I would probably do is share it with everybody. Like write the letter just that we're in support of it. I guess is there, we can talk about this quickly. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Oh, I was just going to say, Caroline was in the waiting room, but she left.
Okay. Is there anybody, thank you, Jonathan. Is there anybody, I wonder if we need to have a discussion. That's the dinner bell.
We should probably, to make it proper, because I think we'll all probably agree, but I think it's good to discuss it briefly.
Yep. Okay, why don't we get, can I have someone get a motion to, create or craft a letter in support of, or craft a letter for the wastewater project from the Economic Development Commission?
Okay, I'll train again.
Okay. Way to go, Bianca.
Okay, I will make a motion that we write a letter in support of the wastewater management project to Johanna Hayes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
that.
Okay, Priscilla?
Yep,
All
second.
right. Okay. Any discussion? I guess as far as the discussion goes, I would happily volunteer. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Can I let Caroline in?
Yes.
Sorry, thank you.
No worries. Okay. Caroline? I don't know if she can, I know she can hear me. Caroline, we're doing public comment at the very end. So we're kind of about halfway through our meeting, just a heads up on that. Okay. So just as far as discussion goes, I am happy to write that letter. There's kind of I got some documents from the Selectman's office, just kind of kind of an overview of the, what's the word, of the grant, I guess it is. And, I mean, I'm certainly aware of all of this. I would want to put in there that the EDC is in support of this because it supports the full use of all the businesses and all the spaces. Oh, geez, Harry Sanders. Good heavens. Okay, maybe I'll turn Alexa off. I'm like having a, never mind. All right, so I will, I'm happy to pen that. I mean, my feeling is that it would allow full usage of all the buildings in West Cornwall to their highest and best use, overcoming some of the limitations that we have in the kind of businesses that we can have there. So from that perspective, that's kind of how I would do it. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that would be important? Bianca?
Well, job creation for the area, I mean, overall employment. I mean, as I had said earlier, some months ago, I think it would be good to have more job opportunities. Then we wouldn't have so many people in a pandemic like that on food assistance. I think everybody wants to be more self-sustainable, and I think it's an overall economic advantage if we have a proper setup. Plus it's an environmental situation too, where the river will get less impacted by the probably currently leaking systems that exist there. So that's all in there. And as we are going forward with environmental issues and the next generations on this planet, I think it's important to support that.
Yeah, and it's remarkable that in the 21st century, 80 miles north of New York City, we're living on cesspools.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have anything that they think should be important to be included in that letter? Lee, please.
Well, nothing actually in particular for the letter, besides the fact that I think that it means more coming from the chair of the EDC. If the letter has significance in and of itself, then it might mean more if it comes from the chair, so I'm in support of that. And then also it might mean something if we unanimously support it or take a vote before the letter's written, and then we can include that information.
Okay. I think what I would probably want to do is just get the consensus of the group and get that unanimous vote. And then I will happily send that letter out beforehand. I'm going to have to write it tomorrow because I believe it's due April 1st. Is that
Yes.
correct, Jonathan?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other discussion that needs to happen right now? Okay, hearing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we got a unanimous. Got it. Okie doke. Moving on, promoting Cornwall. Hey, we have the fabulous Rocco Botto here, webmaster extraordinaire. He and Dee Solomon have been working together on Explore Cornwall and like our presence on the Cornwall website. So Rocco, why don't you just give us a quick update on what's happening and kind of what you see moving forward, please.
Sure. Well, coming to you live here in my Bunker Hill office.
Nice.
So just to start, just as kind of a general, overview, the new Cornwall website is really taken off. We had a very successful launch campaign in January, and we had over 13,000 visits the first month, which is exceptional. And last month we had just about 10,000 sessions. So we are getting around 3 to 4 times the amount of traffic than we had before, which is exceptional for something like this. Our bounce rate has dropped quite a bit, and we're definitely getting more engagement. And we've gotten a lot of great feedback as we work to continue to build out and enhance the site as well. We're also getting a lot more organic traffic from Google because of all of the new content, that we created. A lot of those key pages that outline, things to do, places to shop, having like a dedicated page about the covered bridge, for instance. We also have a very strong contingent of direct traffic, which represents a lot of the locals that will often, start their day on the website just to kind of see all the great news and events going on from both, the town side and the community side of the site, which has been great. We're finding we're getting a 40-50-10 split. So about 50% of the traffic is coming in via desktop computer, 40%'s going to be mobile, and about 10% around 10% tablet. So that's been good. It's interesting though, because you can tell often with communities that sometimes have like an older population, you see more desktop. So it's interesting here that we actually have more people on a desktop computer. This winter, we created some really cool pieces on the website. Everything from the making a run at Mohawk Mountain videos that we did, which are really cool. We also did kind of like a featured content section on maple sugaring in Cornwall. And then recently, we've been doing a really fun new featured section, the hashtag Dogs of Cornwall, which is really neat. And it's about basically connecting the dogs of Cornwall. And we've got a great kind of call to action on the page too that supports the little guild and, their mission and stuff like that. So as Janet mentioned, I've been working with Dee on some new pages for EDC and as part of like the Consider Cornwall campaign, which I love. And she's been also assisting with like coming up with ideas for better enhancing the visitors section of the site, especially like some of the organization and like the nomenclature of things, which has been great. And it's been really fun to work with her. And I think this is definitely the start of a blossoming relationship between the website and EDC. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to work basically to start mocking up some new pages for this, which will be fun. Another idea I've been thinking about too is kind of like another featured type of thing to do that would be cool to work with you guys on maybe, would be like a spring/summer guide to Cornwall where we'd have like a shopping, recreation, and like lifestyle type of thing, which I thought would be kind of a cool thing to do. Another thought is perhaps working with EDC to get some more kind of social media in the mix as we worked towards more of that omni-channel presence, across key channels like the website, social, everything like that. And also too, I also feel like as a town, we really have a wealth of like recreational opportunities, really all 4 seasons. And I really believe that promoting recreation to better foster the health of our community and our local economy could really be like a key to our success as we look forward, especially like pursuits like mountain biking and things like disc golf. And it's really exciting to see more recreational focused businesses starting to come to town too. You know, like the Covered Bridge electric bike and recently the Three Guys ski and ride. So a lot of great stuff happening in town, and yeah, just an exciting thing, you know, to work more closely with EDC to continue to enhance and build out the website. So I think that's about it.
So Rocco, we have Marina Vlasto as an intern working on Explore Cornwall. She's been posting like crazy. I can connect you with her also. She has hours that she can, work with you, so that everything's coordinated. If you'd like, I can connect you via email. Would that work for you? Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. We need a couple of fresh interns or something to help with the social aspect of social media aspect. Well,
Marina's a rock star. She's really good. I mean, she's good creatively, but she's also good at writing stories and stuff like that. So she's a gem. She also, she lives in Goshen. She goes to school down in the city. But she was our intern last year at my business. And she's now at college, but she's doing, we actually got her to do the Explore Cornwall stuff, and she's just rocking it. So
that's
I will
awesome.
Definitely connect you.
Yeah, because one of our biggest challenges on the site is like we have a lot of great ideas of stuff to do, but we don't like have a lot of resources like within our committee, especially when it comes to like copywriters. Like, you know, I can write okay copy, but I'm not like a copywriter. I'm good at like channeling the spirit of Cornwall and coming up with ideas. But I think some of this stuff that, you know, we've done could be done even a lot better by having like more someone that's more focused on, you know, writing copy and that type of thing. So.
Well, maybe we can talk about that for, like our next budget. You know, maybe we can put some dollars toward that. That's certainly a discussion we can have. If that's an asset you need, then we can certainly talk about that. Okay. Anything else from you, Rocco?
No, I think that's about it. It's great to see everyone here tonight. And yeah, we couldn't be more happy about the website and how successful it's been. And I think there's a great opportunity for us to just continue to work together and do some cool stuff and make Cornwall a better place. So thank you very much.
Agreed. Yeah, you're welcome to hang out if you want to. And if you want to go eat dinner, that's cool too. All right. Since Gordon's not here, and Priscilla, I'm not sure if you'd be able to address this. Anything on housing updates?
No, I really can't.
Okay. We can table that. I'll have Gordon update that next time. All right. We'll just talk a little bit. Since Dee's not here, you know, we've been working on the spring plans and promotions. Did I send you guys the social media calendar by any chance? Did that get out to you guys?
No.
No. Okay. I'm going to do that first. Social media calendar. Because Marina had worked up the social media calendar. Why don't I get that out to you guys, and then you can take a look at it and you can give feedback, because that's something, we're going to be doing some stuff in April, but we've got some time to do that. So why don't I table that? Does anybody have any issue with that right now, just because you can be better informed? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to do that. Social media calendar. All right, one of the things we talked about was doing a little bit of fundraising to assist new businesses. And I've been thinking about that a little bit. I'm just curious, how I don't have a definite concept in my head about how much money we should raise. I mean, when I think about it, it'd be great to have $100,000, but I don't know how realistic that is. I guess you just, start where you are. Because you can always give a couple $100 for flyers or $800 for signs and that kind of stuff. Does anybody have any thoughts on what might be an appropriate goal for us as far as fundraising? And does anybody remember? I should remember since I was here. We did a fundraiser a couple of years ago. It seems to me we raised like $2,500 just by writing a letter. Bianca, you don't happen to remember anything about that, do you? No. Okay. I'm pretty sure, like, one of the things we did, we just said, we're going to be working to assist new businesses. And we simply wrote out a letter, and we literally and we have an activity fund that money goes into. And it's as simple as that. It's just about writing a letter. Would we want to set a goal for how much we want to raise? And since the letter worked in the past, it might be the way to go. Any thoughts on that? Okay. Well, what we can do is, I think what I'll do is talk to Gordon.
Having done these letters in the past, you raised anywhere from
please.
like $4,000 to $10,000, depending on what people are feeling. This year has been better for the two organizations that I've done appeals for. But yeah, it's usually like the same group of people that donate, and it's about, it's 4,000 to 10,000, depending on if they are motivated.
Okay. Well, maybe, maybe we could set a goal of raising, $4,000 or $5,000. Does anybody have strong feelings about one number versus another?
Just as a matter of fact, are we allowed to raise money?
We are. Yeah, we have an account that it goes directly into the activity fund. Yeah. So we would the checks would be written to the Economic Development Commission. Those would be deposited by Barbara Herbst into our activity fund.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and those don't, if I'm not mistaken, those don't go back to the town. If we don't spend it, that rolls over. But I can double check that too. I'll double check. Well, does anybody have any strong feelings about, like 5,000 as our goal? Okay.
Sounds doable.
Yeah, I think 5,000 is reasonable.
Okay. All right.
I think you should definitely mention in that letter that it goes into a separate fund that's dedicated totally, completely for Cornwall businesses, just because there is some kind of,
And who would?
Yes.
What does the EDC actually do, and what are they using this money for?
Yes.
So, as specific as you can be with how the money is going to be spent is probably good.
Okay, I agree. People tend to like specific things because it's not just, hey, that the EDC can use this any way they want to. It's for the support of new businesses in Cornwall. I think you're absolutely correct.
Pay for advertising to, help with professional development, to whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Do we have a mailing list at this point?
I think there's two ways we could do it. One would be like a postal patron, where you basically shove it in everybody's mailbox. And there's a set fee. I think it's a couple $100. And that's just that's a shove it in everybody's box. In my experience, Kate, you probably have more experience than I do on this. Postal patron doesn't tend to get as much play just because everybody knows you just shoved it in their box. Let's see. I can go look and see, because I know we did. I'll go look in my. I've got more databases than I can shake a stick at. I'm pretty sure I have the database from the original mailing, and I can look into that.
Yeah, I find we've done it both ways for the Child Center, where we mail it to everybody in town, and we just target it to the people who usually donate.
Yeah.
And targeting it has been the best way to do it by
I would
far. Yeah, so
what might be interesting to do is I think previously we targeted the businesses in town. So the existing businesses could all donate to give to help raise the new businesses. I think that would be interesting because as a business owner, I would certainly have no issue with that. And that list would be a lot shorter. That would probably be, if we hit the bigger businesses, we'd probably be writing 50 letters, not, 900 letters.
There's also that list I sent you last year, Janet, of all the volunteers for the various town organizations. I suggest that everyone on that list gets hit too.
Okay. All right. Do I have a volunteer who's willing to write this letter by any chance? Anybody willing to step up to write the letter? And you don't have to be a copywriter if you just want to take a crack at it. Anybody willing?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Way to go, Lee. I can coordinate with you. That's no problem at all. when would we want to send out this letter? Would we want to target maybe May 1st? Anybody have any strong feelings about that? Should we do it sooner?
No, May 1st, midsummer. I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
when you know, mid-spring into summer, I think there are more people around. I was also thinking, you know, with the growth in our community and new people, we should maybe have a announcement in the Cornwall Chronicle that we are doing a fundraiser, and I think something where we explain exactly what we are doing in order to rope new people into giving, because I think it's, as Kate said, it's always pretty much the same people who are giving, but I think it would be lovely to find new channels to have money come out of. And there are a lot of home businesses now, you know, I mean, so why not, right?
Well, we'll just stick Lee with the sandwich board out on 128 with the bucket, and then you can collect money. What do you think, Lee?
A little golden Speedo.
Right?
So sorry.
Interesting.
Oh boy. Yeah, I know. Lee's just.
You have to be inventive.
Yeah, right.
Now, I think copy has to be into the Chronicle by April 15th, doesn't it?
Okay. All right. Lee, can you work with that deadline?
Sure.
Cool. We can work together on that. That's no problem. Okay.
But the copy should be targeted towards just kind of the general community, right? We haven't decided to go strictly towards businesses. I mean, I think that in terms of asking businesses, it's kind of a double-edged sword for them because, well, on one hand, they want more businesses, so more people are in the town and more people have opportunities to come to their business. But then, of course, they don't want a business that might compete with them. Is that an issue in Cornwall? Maybe not. Are there going to be 2 hardware stores opened up next to each other in Cornwall? Probably not. But it's a question that might be worth raising.
I think it should be a general letter, you know, pointing out we don't have a Chamber of Commerce here. You know, the EDC has done, you know, sterling work in terms of getting the word out about Cornwall. And you know, we're now taking it to the next stage and asking for an appeal to, you know, turbocharge the work we're already doing. Something along the line.
Yeah, perfect. All right, Lisa, your letter's written for you.
Sorry.
No, perfect. Okay. Does anybody, Jane, I know that you had a new idea that you wanted to talk about. Does anybody else have some new ideas? Or Jane, would you like to take the floor?
Sure. Last year we had this Clayway of Pottery tour, which involved, it was actually bigger than Cornwall, but it brought a lot of people and a good deal of money to all the participating potters. And the way it worked is we formed a group, we printed up a map. We had a small website which included the map, and each of the participating artists invited everybody on their mailing list to come for a weekend where they could tour around from pottery to pottery. And a lot of people came and a lot of people spent a lot of money. This was in October. And I just had the idea that it might work for farms to have a kind of a farm tour where they did a similar thing. It would have to be, I think, late summer, like end of August or so, when they have the most product available. And I wondered if it could, if they're interested. I've spoken to a few farmers who are interested, but we need to speak to more. That we might be able to partner with chefs and maybe do it on a Sunday, Monday when chefs could come, because it can be a very good thing for farms if they link up with a chef who can, you know, guarantee them a certain amount of sales, you know, of a certain product. So that's the idea, is to sort of feel out more farmers, see if they're interested in doing it. Okay. Then if they are interested, maybe we could, some of this money could go to help them print the brochure. Sure. Or whatever. Okay. Funny little add-on idea is, I mean, I think it's important to target it to people who are going to be buying produce and not just purely for entertainment, but it did occur to me it could be fun to, if the, you know, people could do it on a bicycle, on an electric bike if they wanted to. but it will bring attention. I thought it might bring attention to the town in a good way.
Sure, that's great. I love it.
And
Very
I think
fun.
Gordon already sells his produce, his organic produce, to one or two quite well-known restaurants. So
Yes.
yeah, quite well.
Good. That's lovely, Jane. Is there anything specific that you need from the group right now?
I think that we need, I mean, I guess I could perhaps take that on as a list of all the farms to contact. I think that it makes sense to speak to the farmers before doing too much else and see how they feel about it. And
I
if
think we do
there's
have a list of farms. I believe Dee Solomon, drop her an email, Jane. I believe she has the list of farms and contacts and emails and phone numbers. Do you
Okay.
have her contact info?
I don't have it now, no.
Okay,
so-
I can connect, Jane, I'll connect you to Dee.
Okay, then I'll follow
All right.
up on and get a sense from them if they're interested, and maybe somebody will sort of rise to the occasion to sort of coordinate it.
Okay, awesome. All right. Any other new ideas that anybody wants to share right now? All right, well, we're early in the year. We will have a new budget as of July 1, so we want to be thinking kind of forward for something that needs to be funded in that time period. Jane, please go ahead.
I did have one other idea. It's more of a question
Sure.
about something that Gordon mentioned a few meetings back at a selectmen's meeting or something. And he mentioned it just in passing, that up in Norfolk, they had organized some kind of, through one of the banks in Norfolk, a fund, which I guess people contributed to, which was intended to help first-time home buyers. I suppose it could be directed towards businesses or something. I don't know the details of how they organized that and how it worked, but I think we should find out, because that might be something that we could, mirror here, a similar approach.
Do you know which bank it was?
It's probably National Iron, and I can talk to Katie Dugan, she lives in Norfolk, and she's on a bunch of the town committees, but she's also one of the loan officers there.
Okay. Kate,
Gordon
if we
has
can ask you to
spent-
follow up on that, that would be awesome.
Gordon has spent quite a lot of time on that, so that's definitely a discussion worth having with him.
Excellent. Yeah, Kate, can you give a report back on that then?
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do you want that for next meeting or just?
Yeah, if you don't mind. It feels like a pretty cool opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. Jane, thank you so much. Those are great. And guys, if you have ideas, like, don't be shy, like, just bring them, even if it's a kernel of an idea, bring it to the group, and then, we can take it from there. I mean, that's how the whole, 12 Days of Christmas, turned into a really nifty kind of little program. And I actually talked to Bill McLean. Bianca, are you talking to Bill about that for the next year thing?
I'm sure we'll do something.
Oh yeah. No, but we should take a look at our calendar and, kind of slate these things so that we've got the budget for it. We've got the right support for it. If we need to get additional volunteers, we can get that.
Yeah.
Because I know you did a lot of heavy lifting for that, and we want to share the load, as it were. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts that they want to share?
I think that it would be great to have I don't know, just like on the agenda, like an idea spot on the agenda every week. And
Right.
I mean, every month, and
Yep.
not necessarily planning for 2021, but just future EDC plans.
Sure. Why not? I like that. Done. Okay. We have some follow-up here. I will do my best. I am this is why I almost went to med school, because I write like a doctor.
Good luck.
I will try to read my own bloody notes, which might be a little scary, but I'm going to try to get these out as soon as possible, because otherwise I'll forget what the heck I wrote. Is there anyone who'd like to make a comment? Okay, hearing none. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Our next meeting is April 27th at 7:30. Motion to adjourn.
Motion. Make a motion.
Hey, Bianca, you're really rocking the motions tonight.
Yeah.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, I'm going to let someone else second. Who's seconding? I'm going to let Jane second this one. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Rock and roll. Look at that. We are 15 minutes early, my fine friends. All right. Thank you so much. Jonathan, thank you for hosting. I really appreciate your help so much. And be well.
You're
I'll talk
welcome.
to you guys soon. I'll be sending out communication. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Thank you.
Okay, stop.